Melbourne City that axed Australia Day is stripped of rights to hold citizenship ceremonies. The government has banned the Melbourne City Council from hosting any citizenship ceremonies after they decided to stop celebrating an Australian Day on January the 26th. The Yarra City Council voted unanimously on Tuesday night to no longer refer to the day as Australia Day in order to reduce distress it caused the Aboriginal people. They've also agreed to move their citizenship and award ceremonies to another day. The angry government has since stripped the council of its ability to hold citizenship ceremonies at any time of the year in retaliation. The Assistant Minister for Immigration and Border Protection, Alex Hawke, said the council should have not politicised Australia Day. We are committed to ensuring that citizenship is treated in the non-commercial, political, partisan and specular manner to which the code mandates, the minister said in a statement. The instrument I have signed today means that there will no longer be more citizenship ceremonies conducted by the City of Yarra on behalf of the government. Those who will have their citizenship award within the City of Yarra will now have to attend ceremonies in nearby councils. The Department of the Border and Immigration will also hold ceremonies in area as deemed required and intends to do so on the Australia Day 2018. Mr Turnbull said that he was deeply disappointed by the Yarra City Council's actions. On Australia Day we celebrate that we're great about our wonderful nation. An attack on Australia Day is repugnant of values of the day celebrates. Freedom, fair go, mateship, diversity, he told The Sun. Yarra City Council is using the day that it should unite Australians to divide Australians. I recognise Australia Day and its history is complex for many Indigenous Australians, but overwhelming majority of Australians believe in the 26th of January is the day that should remain our national day. Yarra City Council, a Melbourne municipality, or town city, of about 80,000 people, voted to implement a number of changes on Tuesday. Under the motions unanimously approved by the Council, citizenship ceremonies, Australian Day celebrations will no longer be held on January the 26th, a day referred to as Invasion Day by many Aboriginal people. In its place, Yarra City's 9 councillors, which are 4 are Green members, so there's half the problem, instead choose to hold a number of Aboriginal-themed events, with the decision made in the wake of recent survey of just 300 people, which showed a strong support locally. And I'll get to that 300 people in a sec, don't worry. Malcolm Turnbull's outrage was shared by Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews, who called the council's decision unnecessary. You can celebrate what a modern Australian is, and the citizenship ceremonies are a big part of that. It's a truly magic thing, he told the ABC. I don't think anybody should be trying to diminish that. I think that we should get the balance right on Australia Day. We respect the traditional owners of our land, but then we all get on in a really unified way. Radio personality Alex Jones also bashed the council on Wednesday. This mob are rat bags. I mean, there's 4 Greens, 2 Labours and a commie, he told 7 News. There have been no entitlement or determined on when the National Day is. They're irrelevant. It's a big part of a joke if it wasn't so serious. Mr Jones said the survey, which reflects the views of 300 people out of the elected 80,000 residents, which is going to be my point, did not accurately represent the region. Oh, I was going to say that. My math is not too flash, but I would have thought that's about 0.3%, he said. Yeah, good point. In a statement released onto the council's website moments after the vote on Tuesday, Yarra City Mayor Amanda Stone said the decision was about being culturally sensitive. I'll shove your sensitivity up your ass. The overwhelming settlement from our Aboriginal community is that January 26th is a date of sadness, trauma and distress, Stone says. They have told us that this is not a day of celebration, but a day of mourning. Oh, God's sake. The day when we first fully arrived to colonise Australia in 1788, January 26 has in recent years caused widespread controversy and calls to change the date. While the council refuses to call it Australia Day, they are yet to pick another name for the celebration that meets their criteria nationally. Until the Yarra City Council has pledged to lobby the federal government to minor its decision or to move Australia Day from the 26th nationally, people can still have their barbecues and parties on the 26th public holiday, Stone said. But I hope our stance encourages people to stop and think about what the date really means in the history of our nation. The move by Yarra City Council follows an equally controversial one by the city of Fremantle in 2016, which moved the date of Australia Day to January 28th. Like the Melbourne Municipal Town City, the city cited cultural sensitivities and calls from the local Aboriginal elders that it was not a day for celebration. In June, a meeting of the Australian Local Government Association, ALGA, voted 64 to 62 to lobby the government for a date change because January 26 is racist. Okay, so where to start with this pit stain of an abortion? Okay, so basically at the end of the day, asking 300 people what they think of changing this date, or whatever it may have been, is completely stupid. I think I have more friends on Facebook than 300. So at the end of the day, asking 300 people out of 80,000 people is completely idiotic. It's not even a fraction of a percent of the population of your town. In fact, I'd like to know how many people in Yarra actually support this decision. I would be very surprised if it was a lot. But at the end of the day, guys, this is just more social justice warrior. Let's fight for the minorities. Bullshit that the left want to bring in. It's all identical politics, and they really don't give a shit about being racist or any of that sort of crap. They just want to be looked in a, oh my god, you're such a lovely person because you're fighting racism. It's all about what they can get out of it and all the attention that they get because they're in such a positive light. But at the end of the day, guys, look, I don't see a problem. I get why the Aboriginals are upset about the 26th of January. I get that there's obviously a pretty sore wound there. But at the end of the day, it was 200 plus years ago. And the fact of the matter is, from my understanding, Australia Day is actually more about the country coming together to celebrate everything that makes everybody Australian. It's not a, hey, we massacre people on this sort of day, woohoo, sort of party. It's more about, hey, I'm different, you're different, let's have a barbecue, let's have a chat, and let's talk about our differences sort of thing. Well, that's my understanding anyway. But at the end of the day, guys, I don't know, I don't see a problem with Australia being on the 26th of January, and I don't think a lot of Australians do. Hence why there's that webpage I'm putting a link to on the screen now. P.S. Please go and sign it. But at the end of the day, guys, look, let me know what you think in this comment section below. Do you see a problem with the Australia Day? Do you think it should be moved? Do you think the Yarra Council was completely justified in its decision? Or do you think this is more horse shit from the government? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.